Oh, I'm looking.
Look at me.
I took a 3-hour nap today, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It shows.
Well, how better? Hello, ACNC12. Hello, Michael Melkos. Hello, Sin Gallivan. This is TOA Train. Hello, Julie's Overalls. Hello, Obble Cakes. Taylor Amwa. Hector Wasabi. Hello, Becky. Hello, Adri. Hello, Yennefer. Hello, Becky Sloan. Sheila Redmond from the Hub City. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Terry Mabe. Hello, David A. Bear. Sincerely, Swapna. Hello, Christy. Hello, Hand. Hello, Kara. Hello, Haven. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Kitten Tracks. Wasabi. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Palmable. Where is Christy Kincaid Norris?
We're not starting till she joins. Right?
We're not supposed to.
What?
Maria said, hi, Kelly and Alan. I love that last lewd podcast.
Oh, goodness gracious.
No, David, I haven't checked that out yet. I need to do that. I needed to honk somebody the other day. I didn't tell Kelly because I didn't want to scare her. I had my first close call. Sin, I was supposed to get a haircut yesterday, and I told Connie that I just want to grow it out because Dylan said he wanted me to do it like what's he call it? Or what do you call it? Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Kelly.
I was like, Dylan calls you a cowboy, but
I told Dylan or Kelly I told Kelly I was going to do it like Kenny Rogers again.
70s Kenny Rogers.
Michael, we really didn't. I don't think anybody listens, honestly. Hello, Savanita.
Didn't what?
Any reaction from the last podcast? Hello, Christy.
Well, Andrea Gullidge said she laughed and cried her makeup off.
Hello, Christy. Why are you saying you're chopped liver? You're not chopped liver. Oh, because I said the podcast doesn't start until Christy Kincaid Norris gets here. It's just she's such a satisfying name to say. Christy Kincaid Norris. And then she gets in here, all caps, smash the like button. That's her bit. Sin, I got no highlight video. I need a highlight video to post a highlight video.
Highlight video of what?
I don't know. I mean, we're supposed to be producing highlight videos now. I got no highlight video.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that at lunch.
Sin, I thought you're on that. No? Okay. Well, thank you, Michael Melkos.
What do you say? I can't see anything.
Hello, El Prana 04. Sup? Michael said he liked that last episode as one of his top 5.
Oh, good.
Hey, one of my friends that I used to work with, check this guy out. Who does that look like?
Michael P?
He kind of does look like Michael P. But doesn't he look like Bradley Cooper?
No. Who's that?
Everyone in the world thinks he looks like Bradley Cooper, except you.
Who is that?
It's a buddy of mine I used to work with. And that's Valerie.
Maybe it's the picture.
He looks exactly like Bradley Cooper. All right, guys.
Show them.
We're going to do podcasts?
Show them who you think looks like Bradley Cooper.
Okay, you guys tell me, because you guys don't know Michael P. Does this man look like Bradley Cooper? What say you? This is a friend of mine I used to work with. We used to call him Bradley. His name's Justin, but we used to call him Bradley because everybody thought he looked like Bradley Cooper. Christy Kincaid Norris says yes, a bit. Haven, yes. Sin, yes. Albert, yes. Leslie, yes. David.
They're not really in there.
Well, that's David. Maria, yes. Swapna, yes.
I don't.
Alyssa, yes. Kitten Tracks, yes. Savanita, yes.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
That's all right. It doesn't really matter.
So Kelly's wrong. Okay.
That's fine. I can be wrong. It's a hill I'm not going to die on, as you choose to say. Testing 1 2 test.
Bo and her. Please pick up the red courtesy phone. Bo In her, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Bone in her.
No, you change it. You can't say it 3 different ways.
It's my bid. I can do whatever I want.
That's not how it works.
Well, you start doing it then.
No, I wouldn't do it at all.
How come?
Because it's vulgar.
It's vulgar. It's lewd. It's lewd and vulgar. Alan, it's too lewd. I can't listen anymore. You ready?
Yeah. Welcome to a palate cleansing, a sandwich and some loving podcast. I'm Kellie Rasberry Evans. This is my husband and podcast co-host, Alan Evans.
A train in the house.
And after last week's lewd, or the last podcast, still same week, lewd podcast, this is going to be like a sorbet palate cleanser for you. We're not going to do anything lewd of that nature. And it was an accident. We didn't even mean to be lewd last podcast. It just happened.
Well, number one, I wouldn't go that far because I'm looking at the subject list here, and
you're going to be lewd a little bit.
Well, there is a subject that could get lewd.
The subjects you told me we're talking about don't have any lewdness to them, as far as I know.
Number two, the no pun intended, because that's kind of what we're going to talk about. Number two, that game wasn't my idea.
Well, I didn't, it was a fun game. Who is apparently, it has some risque questions in it. And we just happened luck at the draw to get all of them back to back to back to back to back. So anyway, we tried to be as honest as we could within reason.
Some of our live studio audience is chiming in on what we're talking about. We have one that says, I like vulgar. A very best customer of ours, Julie's Overalls, says she likes lewd and vulgar.
Man, y'all need to start your own podcast.
Another very best,
uncomfortable.
Another very best customer of ours, Christy Weiss, says, I heart lewd.
Y'all.
One of our very, very best customers, Christy Kincaid Norris, says it was a fun lewd.
Well, it was awkward. Y'all are happy to go start. Y'all all can band together and do lewd hour or whatever y'all want to call your podcast, because there's something there. There's the seed of something there.
Seed. Hashtag seed.
Anyway, I am a bit discombobulated. My daughter had her. I'm just so off. I've been off for like 2 weeks.
Is it your histamines?
I don't know what's going on with me, y'all. And I'm feeling like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I've been hit by a truck almost every day. And I just can't go. I can't.
Like you're low energy?
I'm so low energy. I think it might be like I'm just like in a mild funk or something. I don't know. I cannot shake it. And today I took a 3-hour nap. 3 hours.
You notice I didn't call you or text you or nothing.
I put the phone on Do Not Disturb as well.
Oh,
so
good.
So when I woke up finally, because I set the alarm because I did pick up my daughter from school, I checked to see how many texts I'd missed. And you weren't on there because you knew I was sleeping. But I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Think it could be a season change?
Could be a season change. I think a lot of people, we were talking about this at work today, because I was supposed to record the Love Letters to Kellie podcast today.
Love letters to Kellie.
And Robert Ehrman, who's our producer on the Hippocratic Morning Show.
Nationally syndicated.
And also on my, Love Letters podcast, he just looked at me, he said, do you want to do this another day? Because I was like, I just don't have it in me, to do it today. I just didn't think I could offer good advice because I'm just not in a good headspace myself, So anyway, I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Sorry,
I told Alan today, I might need to go see somebody.
I think it could be seasonal depression. It could be
hormonal.
It could be COVID virus.
I don't have COVID. I get tested every 2 weeks at work to make sure I don't have COVID.
Amen.
I just gave blood about 2 weeks ago and found out I have COVID antibodies. So it's not COVID. It's just, I think it might be COVID adjacent.
Could it be the full moon?
Well, we are in a full moon. But I don't know.
I mean, that son of a bitch turns people into werewolves.
I think there's just so much going on in the world and I could ignore all news media and everything, and maybe I'd be happier. But I think that stuff just permeates into your subconscious and weighs you down. And you just have this heaviness about you all the time that you can't even explain why. You just know you feel bad. You feel sad. I need to sleep. And that's a sign of depression.
Is your
I know that
husband
is.
contributing to it?
You're not helping.
Really? Are you serious?
That's fine.
What that wasn't a yes or no.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
You
What
don't
does
do
that
anything. I
mean?
mean, what can you do?
No, am I contributing to the problem was the question.
Let me think.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
man.
sometimes. I don't know.
Babe.
I think you could be more understanding sometimes.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm in a funk.
I'm not understanding.
Sometimes I just need to be cuddled.
And
you're like over there looking. My husband bought a motorcycle, and all he does now is motorcycle. That's it.
Babe.
That's it. And he's like, he went out today and bought another motorcycle book. And if he's not reading a motorcycle book, he's online looking at motorcycles. And it's like, I'm just going to sit over here.
Babe, you told me today, you tell me every day you're tired. I say, babe, I get it. I said, you stay up way too late. Why don't you go home, take a nap, put the dogs in their kennels, put your phone on do not disturb, and rarely do you ever do that.
Because I have stuff to do.
So how could I not be understanding?
Because I have stuff to do.
And then I try to leave you alone because I want you to rest.
Thank you, honey. And take back everything I said. You keep reading those magazines about motorcycles.
You'd be nicer to Alan.
Okay, I'll be nicer to Alan. I'm sorry. But that's just what's going on with me. And I'm sorry if that's a downer, because I feel like, with the Kid Craddock morning show and with the podcast and stuff, we're supposed to be an escape for people. Like, you don't want to think about your problems. Like, that's like one of the biggest compliments I can get is from people who say, my mother, while I was nursing her through her final days alive on this earth, and I was going to visit her every day in the hospital or whatever, I would tune into your radio show and I would forget about it for a while. You would distract me from my problems. So it's like, I probably shouldn't say anything when I'm in a bad place, but I'm in a bit of a bad place, but it's okay. I'm not going to harm myself in any way.
We all get in funks.
I'm in a longer funk than usual.
You've been in funks before.
I have.
Usually you snap out of it eventually.
I will. I've got a girls' night this Friday night.
Ladies' night.
One of our girlfriends lives so ridiculously far away.
It's basically in New Mexico.
And she could say the same about us. She could say, y'all live ridiculously far away from me. But she's the one that chose to move out there. We all are like, we're still over here. So anyway, but she's so sweet. She always makes the effort to come to us. So we're making the effort to go to her. And it's over an hour's drive.
So the kid is a bachelor.
So Alan's going to be batching it Friday night.
Bringing in the dancing girls.
I asked him what he's going to do, and he said nothing. I'm probably going to stay home.
What am I going to do?
What am I
going to do? I don't have the kid. We don't have the kids. What am I going to do?
I said, grab a guy. I said, you know somebody else who has a motorcycle? Y'all go drive somewhere. Go to the casino. Go to Choctaw.
You just complained about the amount of time I'm spending with the motorcycle.
But you're not going to be with me. I'm going to be leaving you alone. I'm trying to tell you to go do something.
Y'all bickering again.
We're not bickering. This isn't bickering.
Well, I can't listen.
This isn't bickering. I've told you to go find something to do. So anyway.
Listener, if you want to hang out with me this weekend, please email me at podcast@kellyandalan.com.
Because he's free Friday and Saturday.
And Saturday. If you have a motorcycle, you'd like to go on a road trip somewhere, I'm down. If you want to go, I don't know, not bar hop because I don't drink and ride, but if you want to, I don't know, just ride somewhere and sightsee, give me a call, send me an email. If you want to go fishing? Because I'll go fishing.
Friday night, I'm doing girls' night with my girlfriends over wherever an hour and a half is away from my house. I just know I'm heading due west. And then Saturday night, we're having Emma Kellie's birthday party official. Her birthday was Tuesday night, and she still wanted to do something. So we took a couple of her friends to this place called the Magic Time Machine, which is stuck in time. I have not been to that establishment in well over 20 years, and it has changed not one iota since my last visit there, except this time we didn't have Bill Clinton waiting on us, thankfully.
Oh, yeah, he was there last night.
We took my last husband and I, we took the little kids there. Bill Clinton was our waiter. Our kids were like, who is that?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Magic Time Machine. This is Bill. Hey, everybody looks very lovely tonight. No.
Especially me, Mr. President.
Yes. Oh, Kellie,
I've always
you look
thought Clinton was kind of hot,
you
though.
look so voluptuous.
So this time we had Deadpool, and the kids were very excited about that.
Very creamy.
So anyway, Deadpool waited on us, but her real party's this Saturday night now, and then the girls are coming back to the house for a sleepover. Alan's like, "Get me the heck out of here!" So really, if y'all want to go do something with my husband, take him.
I'm making myself so scarce Saturday night.
Why don't you do a slumber party at your parents'? That might be kind of fun.
Is it sleepover at my parents?
Did you spend the night there the night before we got married? I remember you got ready over there a little bit.
I may have.
Yeah,
because I was in between homes.
Yeah,
remember?
lease was up.
My lease was up, but
it was incredibly great timing. We got married on July 1st, and his lease was up like June 30th. So we went ahead and moved all of his stuff into my house, but he wasn't moving in until after we got like sleeping there. So you spent the night at your parents'.
Hey, one of our very best customers has a great idea. She says, "Let's go get tattoos." I'm down.
Okay, go do that.
Yeah, okay.
Go do that.
Once you do that.
I will tell you this. When you need a doctor now. You know, that's the thing. It's like you can't predict when you're going to feel bad. But, you know, so I feel bad right now. I need a doctor now, not in a few days, not in a few weeks. And I definitely don't want to wait a few months, which is the case a lot of times. But if you need to see an MD ASAP, we've got the solution. Download the free Zocdoc app. It's the easiest way to find a great doctor and instantly book an appointment instantly. With Zocdoc, you can search for local doctors who take your insurance. That's a big one. You can also read verified patient reviews and book an appointment in person, or you can do the video chats now. We love those. A lot of times it's like, why do we need to go all the way in the doctor's office when I can just tell them, you know, let me get on a video with you and tell you what I'm feeling, and they can maybe prescribe something right then and there, right? And hallelujah, you never have to wait on hold with a receptionist again. So whether you need a primary care physician, a dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, that's probably what I need right now, an eye doctor or any other specialist, Zocdoc's got you covered. Go to Zocdoc.com/sandwich to download the Zocdoc app to sign up for free. Every month, millions of people use Zocdoc. We're among them. It's our go-to whenever we need to see a doctor. So if you want to check out the best doctor in your area that accepts your insurance, they make healthcare so easy. Check out the Zocdoc app.
And now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to Zocdoc.com/sandwich and download the Zocdoc app to sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor. Many are available as soon as today.
Mm-hmm.
That's soon. That's Zocdoc.com, ZocDoc.com/sandwich.
There you go. No matter what kind of doctor you're looking for.
What's up with the white on yellow?
My laptop, when it gets to a certain time of night, it goes into night mode, and I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
And it changes things and makes it look really funky.
Okay.
It's just a little behind the scenes note there.
Here's more behind the scenes. Here's what we got on the docket tonight. We've got letters. Something happened to me at a Starbucks bathroom. It was very embarrassing. And I told my wife, and she was
I was horrified
and embarrassed for me. And in fact, she said, "I hope she didn't recognize you." And I said, "No, I don't think she did." So I thought I'd go through that because I was faced with a dilemma. So we'll talk about that.
You have more public bathroom incidents.
Yeah, I do.
I fall a lot.
Yeah.
That's my bit.
Yeah, good call.
And Alan has public bathroom
incidents. No, you're right.
That's your bit.
You're right. Because they're in a public bathroom that I've never met. I mean, I've gone to every one.
You need to call Zocdoc.
Yeah, I need help.
And then I need help with this issue.
And then I needed a 6-foot rope today because I went to the DMV. So I thought I'd talk about that experience.
6-foot rope?
Yeah. So I could hang myself while I was there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, going to the DMV's a whooping.
You had an appointment.
Remember that last time I went?
Well,
I was there for like 9 hours.
Yeah, but we didn't have an appointment. Now you have an appointment.
I had an appointment, so I'm going to talk. Well, let's just jump right into that. Okay, so sticking with the motorcycle theme that never ends, I took my motorcycle class, and when you take your motorcycle class, your safety class, you get a little piece of paper, and that's your temporary license that lasts for 2 years. But you don't have to wait 2 years. You can take that little piece of paper to the DMV and they will give you a new driver's license. Take a new picture, test your eyes, go through the whole rigmarole, take your $16, and then you get a little M printed on your license.
Does that stand for motorcycle?
That stands for motorcycle. So that's what I did. I scheduled an appointment because now at the Texas DMV, you can schedule an appointment online. This is
Thank the
genius.
Thank the Lord. We have one of the worst DMVs in the country, I believe.
Well,
I
I
used
think
to, at
we
least,
might have turned the corner,
because of
babe.
this appointment thing.
I booked
because
my
until
appointment.
now, I think COVID, that's the one.
Yeah.
If there's any positives to come out of COVID, making appointments at the DMV has been it.
I booked my appointment 2 weeks ago. So I had it today. I roll over there. I have an appointment at 2:30. I get lost because I'm on the motorcycle.
You always get
I
lost.
don't have navigation. I don't have a little phone thing yet.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we take care of that?
I will. But I got lost. So I had to pull over.
That's the second time in a week you've gotten
I
lost.
know. I checked my nav. I'm like, okay, I think I know where to go. Put the phone back in my pocket. Ride. I get lost again. So I get lost twice. No, I'm not kidding, babe. So I pull in.
I don't doubt you.
So I pull into this dentist parking lot and I'm in freaking, I don't even know where I am. I'm in Farmers Branch or some crap. I don't even know where I am. So I'm like, I said, I got this appointment. I have had all day to make this appointment. It's at 2:30 and I'm
What time
sitting
is it
here.
now?
I'm sitting here on the side of the road at 2:35. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. They're going to turn me away.
Alan!
Yeah. They're going to turn me away. This is all on me. So I finally find the place. I pull up.
What time was it when you
I'm
pulled up?
frantic. It's like 2:45. I'm frantic. I'm sweating. You know, I'm running in there with my helmet and my gloves on still. And I'm like frantic. I'm like, I had an appointment at 2:30. I'm sorry. I'm late. It's Pastor Sam. I'm late. So no problem.
My wife's asleep.
They said
she couldn't help me.
They said, no problem, sir. Step this way. I'm like, oh, okay. Go stand on that yellow square, sir. I'm like, okay. Over to the yellow square. So now the positivity meter's rising. I'm like, yes, this is going to happen. And this guy kind of gives me the motion. Come here, sir. I'm like, okay. So I go over to him. He's like, how can I help you? And I said, well, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm here to renew my license. I took a motorcycle class. I need my motorcycle license. He goes, no problem, sir. Can I see your birth certificate?
Alan, you know when you go to the DMV, you have to have all that stuff.
I said, sir, I don't have my birth certificate. I have my driver's license and I have my little piece of paper that they told me to bring from my motorcycle class.
They didn't mention bring your birth certificate?
No. He said, well, I said, but I think it's on file because I got the little gold star on my license. He goes, well, let me check. He goes,
well, that's really.
He said, if it's not on file, we can't help you today. So now the positivity meter is going down. I'm like, shit. So he gets up, he goes, he's only gone about 2 minutes. He comes back, he goes, good news. Good news. We had you in the system.
Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord. So everything is going great. So he goes, go over there. Those guys will help you now. Go step on that little yellow square.
Another yellow square.
Yeah. He goes, step on that yellow square.
Because yellow's a happy color.
Right. So
yellow indicates we're making progress.
Yes.
But it could also mean you're slowing down.
Yeah, that's true. So happy-go-lucky AE goes over there to this guy. And
Does he look happy to see
Yes,
you?
he was very happy. He goes, here are these forms, sir. He goes, what's your number? And I look on my registration. I'm like, it's a 107. He goes, we just called 106.
Wow.
Yes. And I've only been in the building 2 minutes. He's like, you're going to be next. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. This is great. I said, I don't even have time to fill out my forms. He goes, no problem. He goes, as soon as they call you, just go to your teller and he'll be happy to help you. I said, awesome. 107 gets called. I'm like, I haven't even filled out my forms. I go over to 107, sit down.
You're still sitting on a yellow square at that point?
Well, now I'm sitting down because I'm with my teller. And he goes, how may I help you? And I said, well, I'm here to renew or get my motorcycle license. He goes, do you have your passport and your birth certificate? I said, no, sir.
I'm in the system.
They told me I was in the system. He goes, oh, okay. You know, the positivity meter was going up and then it went down, but then it was back up again. And from there on out, smooth sailing. This guy took care of me, put 2 thumbs on the little pad, sir. Take a picture. I'm like, can we use my old picture? I kind of like it. He's like, no, can't do that. Unfortunately,
And
we
you had
can't.
helmet hair.
And I had helmet hair. So I've got like smashed down helmet hair
Oh, no.
for my driver's license
Oh,
picture.
no. You're going to be stuck with that.
But to make a long story short, too late. I'd say from the time I walked in the door to the time I walked out, 20 minutes.
Well, why'd you need a 6-foot rope to hang yourself then?
Because I posted that as right as I walked in the door. I'm like, somebody give me a 6-foot rope. Because I had the worst, I put that on Facebook when I checked in, because I had the worst expectations.
And you were so pleasantly
And I was
surprised.
so pleasantly
They figured it
surprised.
out.
They figured it out.
Because the last time we were at the DMV, it was so horrible. There was a girl there to get her, I believe she was taking her driver's test, and she was there all day. And she was making art for people who were sitting there to brighten their moods. She was making these beautiful little inspirational art things and handing them out to people. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And we would have people that would come in and they would check in. They would go to lunch and come back 2 or 3 hours later, and they would still be waiting. Their number still hadn't been called. It was crazy the way it used to be. So I'm glad they figured that out.
It was a great experience.
That's good to know.
So
we're going to be doing that with the Kellie soon, getting her driver stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was very pleasantly surprised. The appointment bit, if you can make an appointment at the DMV, if you live in Texas, do it.
Were there still people that showed up without one? Was there a big line?
You know what, babe? There wasn't. There wasn't
maybe
a
that's
line.
the rule now. Maybe you have to have an appointment.
There were like, yeah, maybe so. But there were like, that big room?
Yeah.
They had everybody spaced out 6 feet.
Room.
But they had maybe, I don't know, there's maybe 6 people sitting there, 5 or 6. So I don't know why I got called next, but because there were people waiting. Maybe because I had the appointment. But I was late.
Maybe they were running a little behind. It just all worked in your favor.
Babe, if you could have been a fly on the wall, you would have been so defeated.
Why?
Because I got lost twice. Not once, but twice.
Yeah, I'd be upset.
It was so frustrating because I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't know where I am.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't mind getting lost because I know I'll figure it out eventually. It's just when I'm running late for something, then I get super
running late. Yeah, I was running late.
Well, we've got to get your situation fixed so you can have navigation on your bike.
Yeah, I ordered a little holder so I can put my phone on it. So
well, good. You're ordering so much stuff for yourself that there's going to be nothing left to buy for you for Christmas, by the way. Every little gadget, every day there's a package delivered for you. What came today?
These little bolts. Little bolt covers.
What are the bolt covers for?
They're chrome.
You wanted to trick out your bolt covers.
Yes. It's important stuff, babe. I'm telling you.
You're serious.
Yes.
This is what
you don't want ugly bolt covers. You want to chrome them bolt covers.
On the internet for hours. And he bought bolt covers.
It's hard. They're hard to find. You'd be amazed at how hard some of these parts are to find.
What else have you bought for your bike? What's been delivered this week? Every day there's a package for you.
What did get delivered this week? Bolt covers. I can't even remember. There's been so much stuff.
Yeah, it's always something. It's always a little something. But you know what? I'm glad you have a hobby.
Thank you.
There's one thing my husband will never fall short of is a hobby. He always has something to do.
Hey, look,
in the meantime, I nap.
And when I'm too old to ride a motorcycle, I'll go back to magic and fishing and golf.
Yeah. You're always doing something that's also good about you, outdoors.
Yeah.
And I think a lot more people are turning to the outdoors. That might be something, you always feel better when you go outside and get some fresh air and sunshine.
Love the outdoors.
And I noticed a lot more people are getting into the outdoors. And a lot of us, we just we're going to just dive right in, but we don't know what the heck we're doing. And that's where backcountry.com comes in. Let me say that again. Backcountry.com. Yes. Because it was founded by a former Olympic skier. Backcountry.com is the best place for outdoor gear and apparel. Everything Backcountry sells is the highest quality, all the name brands you know and love, but the true difference really is they're Backcountry gearheads. They're the most passionate, knowledgeable outdoor people who get out and use the gear they are going to recommend to you. And on top of that, Backcountry provides gear clinics with specific training so every gearhead knows the latest and greatest gear. And right now, Backcountry.com employs over 200 gearheads, split 50-50 men and women. They're made up of former pro athletes, Olympians, people who ski over 100 days a year, seasoned guides who have years of experience. They're all available 24/7 by phone, email, or chat. So they can recommend any products you might need and give you some of that hard-won advice. Like I said, a lot of us, we get real excited we get a passion, like we're going to go camping. We've never done it before. So you just go and you start buying everything under the sun. And then you realize once you get out there in the woods, well, I bought too much, but I still forgot the one thing we needed. And that's the beauty of the gearheads, because they can give you that packing list you need for your very first camping expedition. If you need to know what the perfect gift is to give to your outdoorsy friend, or just what winter jacket's going to keep you toasty in your climate, because it's different, all across the country. Backcountry's gearheads have the answers, and we're heading into ski season. I just went to the website and they've got all their ski touring pics posted. And you know what? This Christmas, don't give your kid another video game. Give them something that makes them want to get outside. They have wonderful gifts for children at backcountry.com too.
That's a good tip, babe. Go to backcountry.com/sandwich and enter promo code sandwich to get 15% off your first full price purchase. Some exclusions apply. So right now, get 15% off any non-sale items at backcountry.com/sandwich and enter promo code sandwich. Backcountry.com/sandwich. And don't forget to enter promo code sandwich.
Y'all don't forget that. Alan told you like 3 times.
Told you 3 times.
Y'all, if y'all don't remember, you just weren't listening. Like Alan doesn't listen to me sometimes.
And it was white on yellow, and I could still tell you.
I'll have to try to fix that. I don't know.
Speaking of yellow,
we talked a lot of yellow today. Yellow squares, my yellow highlighter.
Yes.
My yellow sunny disposition.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you another story about something.
Y'all, this might gag you a little.
So
it might gag you just a little.
I was faced with a dilemma at a Starbucks. A side effect of riding a motorcycle around everywhere versus driving a car around, I found, is that you get dehydrated much faster because you're out in the open. Riding a motorcycle is a little more physical activity than driving a car, even though it's not physical activity.
But imagine your body stays kind of tense.
There's more involved.
And that's exhausting.
Yeah. And you've got gear on, so you're sweating, So, you use up a lot of water. So I'm always thirsty. So I went to a Starbucks to work this week and, to stop and get an iced tea and a water. And I feel like I've been dehydrated lately. So I got to get up and use the restroom, and I'll try not to make this too graphic, but I get up to use the restroom, and I go over there and stand right in front of the doors because they're both locked. I test both. They're both locked. And I'm standing right there in the hallway. Okay. First thing that happens is, when you kind of got to go, whoever's in there, you're always like, well, what's your problem? Why can't you go faster?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've always got that.
You assume they're doing something really disgusting.
Yeah. You assume and
you got to walk in after
that. Come get off the pot. Just do it and get off.
Stop checking your Instagram and playing best fiends. Just come on.
Right. Stop sending notes to, your girlfriend or whatever. Just get off the damn pot. But it's just because I had to go. So I'm just standing there and I've got that bit going on. Well, 2 people blow by me and check the door to see if anyone's in there. And they're kind of looking at me, and then one of them walks off. Another lady blows by me, checks the doors, and I don't say anything. And then she looks at me. She goes, "Are you waiting?" And I'm looking at her like, well, yeah, I am actually. I didn't say it like that, but I'm just standing here in the hallway by these 2 bathrooms.
A lot of times I'll go to the bathroom, and there's like a line of ladies, but I'm waiting for my friend to finish. And so when somebody looks at me and I look like I'm standing there waiting, and I'm not. So in the defense, you could have been waiting on your friend.
Dudes don't wait for other dudes to finish the bathroom.
Well, as you said, it was a woman asking you, so that's why.
To finish doing nasty stuff. So she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she stands by me, but in line.
She's like, "Ladies first?" You're like, "Hell no, I gotta pee, lady."
Not so much. So one of the bathrooms becomes available. The guy walking out, I kind of give him the "what took you so long" look. I go in.
That's helpful.
Yeah. I was being Boda. I really was. I go in. Now I do a number 1.
No, you gotta be.
We're all adults here. I do a number 1. But I'm dehydrated. And you know how when you're dehydrated,
Well, when you're okay,
How do I explain
Dr.
this?
Oz comes on
Yes.
the
Thanks,
Cratic
babe.
Morning
Thanks.
Show,
Yeah. National
and he
Syndicate.
says, how a good way to tell that you're getting enough hydration
Mhm.
is when your urine in the bowl is so clear almost that you could like read a newspaper through it. That's the way he puts it. So, the clearer your urine, the more hydrated you are. So the opposite is true. The more dehydrated you are, the more yellow and potentially smelly, I would imagine your urine would be.
Well, this stuff was like orange Gatorade.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I fill that bowl up with orange Gatorade. And I'm, and now I'm like, whoa, gosh, that's wow.
Yes, rich.
Yeah.
Rich.
Oh, wow. Is that what ammonia smells like? Because woo.
No.
Woo. So I'm looking for, it's got one of these electric eyes to flush so I'm waving my hand in front of the electric eye.
Yeah.
I'm waving my foot in front of the electric eye. It won't flush.
Yeah. And that woman's outside waiting.
And And I'm looking for a damn button. There's no button. And I'm like, well, crap, now what am I going to do?
There has to be a button. You just didn't see it.
So I go over there and wash my hands and I'm like, well, maybe if I wait in here for a while, she'll go use the other. So I kind of stall a little bit. I go real slow and I finish. I'm like, well, I'm just going to have to leave that orange Gatorade in there. So I open the door and who is standing right there at the door? That woman.
Yeah.
And she looks at me. I look at her. I just kind of give her the knowing nod. Blow right by her.
You didn't say anything?
Didn't say anything.
I would be like, I'm so sorry, the toilet's not flushing.
So then I go take my...
Not my husband. Deal with it.
I go take my seat in the middle of Starbucks.
Oh, no.
Put my headphones on. Post up, bring up an episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', start listening. No. And then who comes walking out about a minute later? And then she kind of looks at me
like you're disgusting.
Yeah, she gave me the you're disgusting look.
She found the button. Oh. So she probably just assumed you were just gross.
I couldn't find the button.
Then you should have said something and that would have covered your butt. It won't flush.
I generally don't talk to people going in and out of a bathroom.
But when you leave something like that, you have to say something out of respect.
What if I had done the dookie? That would have been so weird.
Is that what you call it? Done the dookie? My gosh.
Drop a couple.
I promise.
Drop a couple kids off in the
No.
pool. Give birth to a Texan.
No. Why would you say that? No.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's my husband.
Yeah.
He's all mine, ladies.
So that happened to me. Yeah. Ladies, stay away.
Well.
So what did I do anything wrong?
Well, I would have said, I'm sorry. I would have just said, I'm sorry, I can't flush the toilet. I would have just said that. That way she'd be like, oh, the dummy couldn't figure out where the button was. Instead, she just thinks you were rude and didn't flush it. You know what I'm saying?
So not only did she think I was a dummy, she thought I was rude. So you're saying if I had
I'd
said
somebody
something
think
to
I'm
her,
a dummy than rude.
Okay. So you're saying if I had apologized, she would have thought, well, he's a dummy, but he's not rude.
Right. I would rather somebody think I'm dumb than rude. I don't like being rude. It's not my favorite.
But in this case, I was dumb, rude, and crass.
Why were you crass?
Because I left orange Gatorade in the toilet.
I don't think that's crass.
What is it?
Now I'm like, what is the definition of crass? I don't think fits the definition of crass. But let's just not do that again.
Okay.
Let's figure out, maybe before you go next time, let me see if I can find out where all the moving and working parts are before I go.
I didn't have time for that. I just wanted to go to the bathroom.
I know.
And I was waiting 5 minutes for this other guy to finish his business.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry. I know we're all equal and everybody is equal and everybody's everything. I don't like unisex bathrooms. I want to go.
Me either.
I don't like that.
Me either. Because women are 100 times more nasty and dirty than men in a bathroom.
Well, I don't know that to be true.
Except at the DFW airport, which is the nastiest place I've ever been in.
I would, it's a little unsettling for me when they started changing over to unisex bathrooms. And it's not just like, okay, it's one thing when it's one toilet, you go in and out and it's one toilet. No, you go to bathrooms now at clubs and restaurants and the entire bathroom with stalls is unisex. So I would be peeing next to a man in the next stall. Now, there's still stalls there, but there are noises that happen when you're in the bathroom. As you have talked about the noises I made very early in our relationship. And I just don't like that. I'm sorry if that makes me backward thinking and a prude. And if anyone wants to cancel me, I guess I'm inviting that. But I don't like unisex bathrooms. Is that a hill I'm going to die on? Can I just not like something, but when I have to go, I'm still going to have to go? I don't know. What's the answer? But I don't like it.
I wouldn't dig the unisex bathroom either. Look over.
Because these big smelly men come out of the bathroom and like it's only one. It's a one toilet, one stop shop. Whatever. And I got to walk in after that, and the lid's always up. So I got to use let me just tell you, my hands don't touch anything to do with the toilet.
Kick it.
If you use your hand to flush a public toilet after Kellie Rasberry, the bottom of my shoe has and even if the handles are up high, like eye level, I will swing my leg up there and flush it. In the worst case scenario, I'll wrap my hand in in toilet tissue and flush it. Usually it's my foot. And I'm a great hoverer. Lord help me, the day comes when my thigh strength gives out. And I have to sit down. I'm going to have to put like a 6-inch layer of protection between me and that toilet seat. Even though they say it's not as gross as touching the handles on the sink and stuff. It's just, I don't know.
You ever been sitting on the throne and you look up under the stall next to you and there's 4 legs over there?
No. What bathrooms are you frequenting?
Like 2 of the legs are on the throne and the others are facing the 2.
Have you seen that really?
Yeah, I have.
Where?
Concerts.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I haven't. I'm
Absolutely.
going to the wrong concerts. Where they're making out in there?
They're doing something.
Well, both feet are on the floor. There's only, I don't know. I promised y'all this wasn't going to be a lewd podcast, and I'm a liar.
You can never make that promise, babe.
I'm going to have to learn.
You can never make that promise.
Learn about that. So do you want to go ahead and start reading a couple of listener letters? I know you said we had some mail to get to.
Yeah, let's do some letters.
Hopefully change course here.
Let's do some letters. Our first letter is from...
These all seem to be pretty short and sweet.
Sandra. Sandra says, subject, thank you. Dear Alan and Kellie.
Thank y'all for doing that. It really helps me out.
I just wanted to drop a quick note to say thank you. In the past week, my boyfriend and I broke up. I found out my job is ending due to vaccine mandates. My exemption was denied, and both circumstances prompted me to make a quick decision to move back home to another state and live with my parents because of the uncertainty of my financial situation.
Wow.
I know God is working on my behalf, though, because my suspension was supposed to start last Friday, but due to so much non-compliance by the staff to get the vaccine, I work for a healthcare organization, they extended the deadline by 3 weeks, so I will have 3 more weeks of pay. It's a huge blessing.
That's good.
The reason I wanted to say thank you is because your podcast has lifted my spirits and made me laugh when I've spent the majority of the last week crying. Oh. I feel like I'm sitting down with friends when I listen to you. I have listened to the nationally syndicated Kid Friday Morning Show for years, but I actually prefer the podcast now. Oh. I still love the show, but this podcast is the best. I hope this email didn't come across as a downer, even though things seem bad now. I have faith God is working on great things in my life personally and for our country. This is just for a reason. God bless you both, and may God continue to bless America. Much love, Sandra.
See, Sandra, and this is the reason why, I feel so bad about sharing my crap earlier, because I want to be a distraction for people. I want to make you laugh. That's I keep talking about the biggest compliments. When somebody tells me that I said something that made them laugh, I love that so much. I love that. I love making people laugh. That makes me so happy. And so now I feel like, Sandra, I let you down because you came here to laugh today. And I dumped on you, Sandra. And look at all you're going through. And you still got a sunny disposition. I need to be friends with Sandra. I need to be friends with Sandra.
Sandra has a good attitude. No,
Sandra needs to take me out and buy me a drink and make me feel better.
Well, why don't you take Sandra out and buy her a drink?
Because I'm the depressed one, not Sandra.
No, all kidding aside, when somebody says something like that, it really makes me feel good too.
I know, and I'm so sorry. There's so much, like you said, you have to pray about it. You have to rely that God's got a plan here, and we're just, try to be optimistic.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Thank you, Sandra, for that letter.
Thank you, Sandra.
That was really nice.
I'm sorry for the beginning of this podcast.
And we're sorry for what happened in your job. We really are. This next letter is from Daniel. Subject, underwear. Hey, guys.
Hey.
I was listening to older podcasts and came across one where you talk about Alan wearing bikini underwear.
Yes.
Was wondering if that's all he wears. Wow. Daniel's wanting the inside scoop. Or if he's ventured into other styles like thongs and jock straps. I started with bikinis and discovered I like pretty much any kind of underwear.
Okay.
Love the show. Thanks.
I remember the first time I saw Alan in his underwear. He was standing in the middle of the bathroom, hand on hip. He had one hand on his hip. He was brushing his teeth with the other hand. And he had kind of like one leg put out, and he was just standing there brushing his teeth in his bikini underwear. And I'm like, what the heck is happening here?
Tight ass.
You have a very tiny ass.
Manly.
Very tiny
manly
ass.
Thighs.
Yes, manly thighs. And I was like,
hairy,
I don't love
hairy.
those underwear. And I was of the opinion that I like boxer briefs. I think they're cool looking. The guys on the Calvin Klein boxes look so good. And then Alan says, I don't like boxer briefs. They ride up, right? Isn't that what you were saying? They ride up in your pants, and they're always bunched up around that,
right,
where your groin connects to your leg.
Exactly.
So I finally got him to try, what do you call them? Trunks. And trunks.
They're not whitey-tighties.
They're not tighty-whities, but they're a compromise between bikini and boxer briefs. And I like them so much better.
Yeah.
Than,
I do too. They go down your leg, but they
just
don't go
a little bit.
But they don't go down like your knee.
Just
I don't like the ones that go down to your knee.
Yeah, so the trunks are my favorite. I can't remember the last time you wore anything besides those, though.
What,
is that all you have now?
That's all I have now.
Yeah, you don't have.
No, I don't have
like a thong or anything.
A thong?
Well,
no, I don't have a thong.
Well, that would matter, I guess. For me,
do men wear thongs?
They can if you don't want like seams. If you're wearing like really skin tight pants or something. I am going to be honest, ladies. I need some underwear recommendations. This is really. I'm not joking. This is great timing on this letter that a man wrote, but this is about me now. I was listening to another podcast, and they said that I've heard you're supposed to change out your bras more often than we do, but they were saying they read somewhere that you have to change out your panties every 6 months. Has anybody heard that?
I personally have not.
Because, honey, I've had underwear.
Oh.
I've got underwear in my drawer from the.
You've got underwear.
Or maybe the 90s.
Oh, you've got underwear in your drawer that has the Eagle radio station's logo on it.
I wasn't on the Eagle. But I have a lot, but I'm just like, if they don't have a hole in them and they're not, and the elastic is still good, they're still good underwear, right? But some of them do get kind of like worn looking with age. But I'll tell you, I started wearing hanky pankies, the lace thongs, but I'm having so much difficulty with them because when I go, I'm not trying to be vulgar. I'm not trying to give you all a visual. I'm just telling you what's happening. When I go to pull them up after I use the bathroom or put them on or whatever, my thumbnail goes through them and I end up ripping the lace. These are not cheap panties either.
I think you're being a little too emphatic with your pull-up.
I just pull them up and my nails.
Why do you have to be so like?
I'm not trying to be rough. I'm just telling you they're expensive, so I try to wait till they go on sale.
Are they lace?
They're lace.
What material?
They're
polyester blend.
No, they're not polyester blend. But anyway, I've gotten used to them now. It took me a while. I used to be so anti-thong. But I don't like panty lines. So that was my option. My girlfriend told me about these Calvin Klein ones she finds at Nordstrom Rack, but I can't ever find them. So anyway, hanky pankies are letting me down. I'm going to have to change out my entire panty wardrobe.
Okay. That was a interesting question from
It ended up really, this has truly been a problem for me.
Okay, there's underwear talk. Here's another letter from. Why don't we do another letter and then we'll bring it. Well, we'll do that.
Yeah,
and
let me
bring,
just
or
do
you
this.
Oh, okay. You want to do that and then we'll do this.
Quick.
Okay, you do that.
I'll do this.
And then I'll do this.
And then you do that.
Okay.
Okay, I know a lot of our listeners run businesses, maybe an online store. I had one of our lovely listeners who makes Christmas wreaths, and she has an Etsy shop, and she reached out to me and I was like, I want to support you in your business because I need a Christmas wreath. It was really great. And she got it to me on time and everything. But, I know we're getting into crunch time for a lot of small business owners. This is your busiest time of year. Your customers are counting on you to get them their things on time. That's really important, especially around the holidays. but you're looking at ways to save money on the shipping costs, and you really don't have time to stop working to, pack everything up and head to the post office. That's a nightmare. Fighting traffic, finding a parking space, hauling it all inside. You don't have time for that. This is why you need stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
Now more than ever. Stamps.com makes it easy to mail and ship right from your computer. You don't need any fancy equipment. You just need your computer and a standard printer. Stamps.com will supply everything else. You can print official U.S. postage and UPS shipping labels for any size letter package going anywhere in the world. And you're going to save so much money too, because Stamps.com negotiated huge discounted rates with the Postal Service, UPS, and more shipping services as well. And once your mail is ready, you schedule the pickup or you drop it off on your time. No traffic, no lines. And you're also going to cut out the confusion from shipping, because with Stamps.com's new Rate Advisor tool, you can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option for your business.
There's no risk. And with our promo code SANDWICH, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in sandwich. That's stamps.com, promo code sandwich. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Okay. This next letter, you're ready to bring it home for Jerome?
You're a great transitioner.
What do you mean? Yeah, when you don't know what to say, you just go, okay. This next letter is from...
Maybe we should have I listen to other podcasts where they have a do-do-do-do-do-do or something. Like there's some little music that plays.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And then maybe I'll just start making mouth music.
Yeah.
Okay, so after a spot's over, from now on. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Or maybe we can come up with a better tune.
I kind of like that one.
Do-do-do-do-do.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right.
Transition.
To our next letter. This letter's from Donna. Subject, smoker name.
Have you contacted Chef Mike about that?
No. I just listened to the podcast, and of course, as always, y'all had me laughing. I'm in no big hurry for smoker winter dinner because I live in San Antonio. I passed by Dallas over Labor Day weekend going to Oklahoma, but I had no time coming or going to check out your barbecue, and I was so disappointed. I will stop by there sometime before the end of the year after the nameplates are up. Y'all take care. Yeah, we need to get Mike on that. Y'all take care. Y'all take care, and thank you for your funny and informative podcast. Donna was one of the 3 winners. She named one of the smokers Iron Man.
Well, I've already scheduled our lunch with the listener that Jill. Thank you, because I was drawing a blank. So Jill, I finally got on that. I told Alan, just give me the letters and let me schedule these things. I feel terrible.
Well, here, contact Donna.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to contact Mike too. She wants to wait until her plaque is up.
Let him
I'll take care of this too. But our schedules, I swear, are so packed right now. This might be another issue with me feeling so overwhelmed and like I've been hit by a truck. We could not figure out a date to go to lunch with Jill until January.
Wow.
Seriously.
Dime.
This is what's happening right now. But
Dime.
Anyway, we'll make it work. Donna, I'm so sorry. Or is this Donna? Yeah, Donna.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, we're going to be on that because I even asked Alan the last time we were there was Sin Galvin, who didn't name one of the smokers, but she came to town. It was her birthday. So we met her up there. I was like, are our plaques for the smoking contest, are they up yet? Nope.
You asked Mike?
I asked you.
Well,
I should have asked Mike.
You should have asked
I'm gonna ask Chef Mike.
Ask the pitmaster.
I gotta take care of everything. I need naps.
I'm just the dumb marketing guy.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay, this last letter is from Mando. Hello. Let's see. Subject, question for Kellie and Alan. Hello, Kellie and Alan. I'm reaching out to you because I wanted to get your advice on whether I should buy or lease a car. I've had my car for over 10 years, and I think it's time for me to upgrade my whip. I'm a person who has a Lexus taste with a Kia budget. No hate on Kia drivers. Some Kias are very expensive. If I lease, I may be able to get a car that I really want. However, the downside is it will never be mine. Mm-hmm. Is it worth leasing or should I just buy? I think you are both financially savvy people, so I thought I would ask for your advice. I look forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, Mando.
Well, I full disclosure, I do ads for a company, a D&M leasing.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
And it makes sense to me because you do get lower payments and you can afford to drive, a luxury, maybe a more luxurious car, or just stick with what you normally drive and you're just saving money. You know what I'm saying? So I do know right now, because the chip shortage, if you drive around to any of these new car lots, they are empty. I mean, it's like ghost town. But there's one optimistic dealer. Did you see that new dealership that's going up across the street?
Oh yeah, David McDavid.
Is that what it was? I know it's
Yeah.
an accurate. What?
Yeah, it's a David McDavid.
Anyway, so they're thinking this is going to finally, I guess, rectify itself eventually. But basically, the other car dealerships, when a new car comes in, it's already been ordered so far in advance, so it just goes straight to the new owner. And that's why, if you have ever thought about leasing, you were curious about it, it's a good time to call in, because used car values are so high right now. I was just talking to a friend. This was not like literally we were having dinner, and she's like, I think I'm finally going to do the leasing when I found out how much I could get for my used car, because it's just, everybody says you've got negative equity. And these things don't make sense to me. But she's like, I'm not upside down anymore because my cars were so much. So I get more for my trade in. And then with leasing,
negative equity is when you owe more on the
car.
Owe
more than it's worth. And now, because of the value, it's like flipped on its head. And I think it has a lot to do with how many miles you drive. Like if you drive a lot of miles, I think people will say buying is a better choice. But I think you can work those. You can negotiate those in your lease contract, right? And you get to trade it in for something every couple of years. And I like that. I like that idea of getting something new. And then it's like, okay, well, if you buy a car, like my dad was a used car dealer, and he was always like, buy. That's what you do, because that's your asset. But they say the minute you drive a car off the lot, it depreciates. And then once you pay it off, you've got what? You've got, a really low value car. So I don't know. I'm sure there's pros and cons to both, but I would fall on the leasing side.
Yeah, there are pros and cons to both, Mando. Here's my take on it. And I got your question, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible, because there are so many variables when it comes to buying a car. My number one thing with cars, vehicles in general is...
By the way, this is hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag we're not financial advisors.
Hashtag not an ad. This is legitimately a letter we got.
And this is legit, like my viewpoint versus Kellie's maybe. She likes to lease. Historically, I've bought cars. But here's the deal. Cars are so expensive. Vehicles are so expensive that they're horrible investments. Because you have to finance something over time.
For like 80 something months now, they said.
It could be 36 months. It could be 48, 60, 72 months. And you have to pay interest on this thing that you're buying, and it depreciates over time. So at the end of your car loan, when you have it paid off, you've paid $30,000 in principal and interest for a car that retailed for $20,000.
And now it's worth.
And now it's worth less than half of what it was when you bought it new.
Yeah.
So they're buying a car. It's a horrible, horrible financial investment. But you can't walk everywhere, so you got to have a car, right? I mean, people buy cars. People love cars, and even though they're bad investments, people love buying cars. So I came up with this little spreadsheet to compare the two scenarios: a lease versus a buy. Let's just say the car you want, Mando, is $12,600. You can lease it or you can buy it. If you were to lease that over 36 months, your payment would be $300 a month. If you were to buy it, and I'm saying no money down in either scenario, we're gonna make this real easy. If you were to buy it, it'd be $350 a month. So you would have a $50 a month savings if you leased it versus bought it. At the end of 36 months, your total payments you would have made on that 3-year lease would be $10,800. But now what do you have to do?
trade it in and get a new car.
You got to find another car because you can't walk everywhere. So you got to lease another car. So month 37, you got to lease another car. If you had bought it, you would have paid $350 a month. At the end of that, it would have been paid off. $12,600 is what you paid for the car. But
you're buying a used car if it's $12,000.
I'm
right?
just doing a real simple scenario. But you've got to factor in the depreciation, which you don't really have to do that in a lease. So cars depreciate about 20% when you drive them off the lot, and then they depreciate about 10% every year after that. So your $12,600 car at the end of year 3 is worth about $8,100. So you see what I'm saying? You've paid $12,600 for something that is now worth $8,100. If somebody came to you and says, "Hey man, I got a stock and I'll sell it to you for $12,600 at the end of year 3, I'm going to give you $8,100." You'd be like, "Go screw yourself, man. I'm not going to do that." But people do it with cars all the time. But at the end of year 3, you own it. So you don't have to go lease another car, and you can now sock away your $350 a month and put it in the bank.
And if you're going to drive your car for 20 years, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I like getting a new car.
Yeah. And like I said, there's pros and cons, Mando, to either scenario. Some people like switching cars out, so they lease all the time, but they understand, hey, I'm going to always have a payment. Some people say, you know what? I don't want to always have a payment, and I'm going to have a piece of crap in about 4 or 5 years, but I'm fine with that. I don't care. I'll just keep driving it till the wheels fall. My sister's like that. I think my sister, in the entire time she's been driving, she's had 2 cars. I mean, she holds on to cars forever. So the money that she would have been paying towards a car, she's held on to that money and had that money to do other things with. So that's what you got to do, Mando. You got to figure, okay, am I okay with having a little lower car payment, but I'm going to always switch out cars? Or am I going to have a little higher car payment, but I have to understand at the end of my car note, it's not going to be worth anything. It's going to be worth a lot less.
Right. There you go.
So
hopefully that helped.
That's how we look at it. And there's so many other factors, interest rates, like Kellie said, how many miles you drive.
You can work all that into your contract.
Yeah. The type of car, if, some cars depreciate slower than others, Lexuses don't depreciate as fast as a Nissan, So there's so many other factors to look at, but that's just our 2 cents. There you go. Practical advice on a sandwich since 11.
Wasn't anything to laugh at.
No.
Wasn't funny.
No, it was not funny.
Kind of hate to leave on that note, but it is the way it is.
Or you can pay cash. And some people would say that's the worst decision of all, because you're going to pay cash. You're going to pay $20,000. Say $12,600. You're going to pay cash for that car. It immediately starts losing its value. Why don't you just ride the bus or ride a bike and then put that $12,600 into an IRA?
Oh Lord, I don't want to do a financial advice show.
Okay,
I just learned.
Asked us for financial advice.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, I'm not trying to beat you down,
man.
Why are you beating?
I just that just sent me over the edge.
Well, see, this is why I handle the money.
You start a lewd financial advice podcast.
That's
a twist. That's a twist.
You know what we should do? I should start a lewd financial advice podcast. That is a genius idea I just came up with.
All right. Why don't you get to work on it? Get to work on that.
All right, babe. I love you desperately.
I love you.
You got anything else?
No.
You don't have anything. Okay.
No, I want to go to bed.
You want to go to bed?
I had a 3-hour nap today and I'm tired. No, Emma Kellie, my now 15-year-old daughter, still has not learned how to blow dry her own hair. She has always just let it air dry. And that's fine. That's what and I knew one day she'd care and start styling it. Well, now she cares, but she doesn't know how. So Aunt Tommy Jean sent her what I've been using on her. It's my round brush hair dryer, so she can dry it herself. But Emma Kellie's convinced she can't do it, and she keeps having me to do it. And I know one day I'm going to say, I wish Emma Kellie was here so I could dry her hair. But I'm also like, Emma Kellie, you need to learn how to do your own hair. Because I can't do it for you all the time. But she looks at me with those puppy dog eyes. So she might want, the whole point of that story is, before we started the podcast, my daughter's like, I'm going to take a shower. Can you dry my hair when you're done? And I said, no. But I'm going to go up there and dry her hair if she hasn't already done it. Man, I'm a sucker. She went to dinner with my parents tonight. They took her out for
Where'd they go?
They went to this place called Dumpling House. My daughter likes American food and Chinese food right now. And then she told me last night, she said, and I like Mexican food. I was like, no, you don't. Every time we say go to the Mexican restaurant, you don't want to go. But now she says she does. She's changing. And she came home. She goes, oh, why do they force me to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and no, sir, so much? I said, because I failed as a parent. I dropped the ball on that. I was raised, I still say yes, ma'am, and no, sir, and all that. And I dropped the ball on that with her. I just finally, I caved. And so anyway, I went off topic there.
One minute you're ready to go to bed.
I'm ready to go to bed, but now I got to go dry my daughter's hair, I think.
Okay. Well, that's all right. All right, man. Well, I love our listeners desperately.
I love y'all.
But I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye. Yvette, you have in with our leases and on the cars we bought, yeah, you got to carry full insurance on a lease. Once you own the car, you don't have to have full coverage. I mean, you can just have what is it? You can carry uninsured motorist and liability, but you don't have to carry collision if you own the car. Like if there's a lien holder, you got to carry full coverage. And on a lease, there's a lien holder. When you buy, of course, there's a lien holder. So when the cars are new, you have to carry full insurance. Insurance, man, I wish I had thought of that.
What?
What a great idea. I'm going to pay the insurance company every month. And then if something happens, I'm going to pay them more. And they're going to pay me a little bit, but I'm going to pay them more. It's like, wish I had thought of that. Why didn't I think of that?
Think of something else.
Yeah.
Come up with another brilliant idea. I think a lewd financial podcast, a financial advice podcast is it.
Michael, I'm not anti-cash because that's how I've done. That's how I did my truck. That's how I did the bike. That's how I did really every car I've ever had. So, but they're bad investments. I mean, I could have taken that cash and done something else with it, but you know, I also don't like having a car payment. But I like to own things. I don't like to rent things. I like to own things, even though the thing I own is going to lose money. I mean, yeah,
my dad's still an adamant buyer.
There's no way around it. Unless, well, so like classic cars are so volatile too, you know, I mean, some of them appreciate, some of them depreciate. I don't know. It's risky business.
What are we calling the podcast?
A sandwich and some yellow. Remember we had yellow squares? We had
Lots of yellow.
Yeah.
Mellow yellow.
Mellow yellow?
They call you mellow yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a refreshing beverage that looks like urine.
Ew. Gross. A refreshing beverage. All right. Good night, everybody. We love you desperately. We will see you next Monday and on the social medias.